Well, I confirmed my starter is bad on my El Camino, and it's kind of weird that it broke, totally took a crap after it was sitting in, I don't know, about 6 weeks or so when I was messing around putting the cam in it. But you can actually not have a starter problem where sometimes one of these connections could be dirty, or even the ground. A lot of times people, they clean these connections over here. You know, you got one going to the solenoid. This is the one going to the main battery, right? And then you got the one going to the solenoid. And you also have to have it grounded to where it's bolted up. Sometimes it gets dirty there. Usually that's only a problem when you're installing it, because you don't clean all the dirt and grease off of it. So, see, nothing. See, this is where, if you put your remote starter on there, there's like a little button you could have. You could put, like, there's 2 alligator clips. You get down there and you can have and it runs up a couple leads to a button, and you can turn your engine over with that button by having, you know, a remote starter hooked up to it. Now this one, the problem is it's the wrong starter, and I was afraid of this because I got something specifically for the manual trans, and I saw another picture of something that was for the manual trans and it was different. But see here, this one works. See? I mean, I don't have it, I only got it on like low setting. As a matter of fact, if I put it on full start, I don't know if this would even do it. Probably not. 50 amps. Nah, nothing. Starter's dead. So, what I might do here is try to change the guts in it. That's why I was kind of putting off doing this, because I felt I could have sworn. See the picture? See, it won't bolt up. Even though when I picked up this starter, it said it was for a manual transmission. I got it online, and now it's out of warranty because I wasn't planning on changing. I figured I'd change this when I did the clutch. But you see, I saw another picture of one that was for a manual transmission, and it looked like this, not this, even though this said it was for a manual transmission. So I should do is count the number of teeth, and yeah, probably everything's the same damn thing if I could just take it apart and swap everything out. I don't want to just change this part, you know. This might be what's, well, we'll see. We'll take it apart and see what happens, but that's how you check them. But normally, sometimes it's not, you know, it could just be your damn battery connections up on your battery, but sometimes it's the ground, because a lot of people, even when they put these starters in, they don't clean off where this mounts to really good. And you know, you notice there's paint on here and all this kind of stuff like that. You want to take this damn paint off of here. You want to take that all off of there and take it off where the bolt is, and put like a little dielectric grease on there. And this way, when it torque it down, it's gonna have a really good ground. Because sometimes people because that's why you want to do the work yourself. Because sometimes even the mechanics, they'll just put them up in there. The car starts up, and then later on, if the starter doesn't have a very good ground, it's not getting, you know, maybe it's starting up, but it's not getting a full 12 volts, even though the battery's got, like, say, the 12.7 volts, like it's fully charged, 12.75 volts. But if the starter's not getting a full juice, and okay, it's working, but it's a little less. It's like working with a battery that's not optimal. What's going to happen is it's going to burn out quicker. So when you install these, not only do you want to make sure your connections are really clean, like they're clean here, but you want to make sure on your O-rings on your electrical connections are clean. You want to make sure that ground is clean. and I had a feeling this was going to be a problem. That's why I wasn't looking forward to freaking changing this, but that's how you test it. And I don't have the remote starter button around here, but that's like when you reach around and you put the two alligator clips on there, and there's a long lead, and there's like a button. You just press it, and you could be up there on top of the engine, cranking the engine over. Like that's very useful. Like if you're trying to get top dead center, see where top dead center is on a compression stroke of number 1 or something. That's very useful a lot of times. And actually, on the old school, if you have the spark plugs out, what I used to do was when you had to set the points, I used to get the cranking dwell with the spark plugs out. You could crank the engine over pretty quick. And then when you get the cranking dwell, and you can also set your timing, even with the spark plugs out. And when you put the spark plugs back in other words, the engine will fire right the hell up and it'll be all tuned up. A lot of times that's a cool, that's why I don't even like electronic. I still like the old points ignitions better. I had a feeling I saw a picture of one that looked like this, but this specifically said manual transmission. And I said, when I got this in, I says, well, I don't know, that's what it said, but it's out of warranty now, so I'm going to try to swap out all the parts and see what happens. But I just want to say, that's how you check them. You put, you jump across here. If this starter's out, and you're grounding it with like a manual, that's why it's good to have these manual battery chargers versus these electronic garbage, because you can use it just like a battery, or you could say you can use a battery. But if you put your positive here and you ground it out here, you got your ground here, and then you jump across here and nothing happens, that sucker's dead. Now, more than likely, it's probably dirt, because this thing was oily as all hell, but it's been in the car since I bought it in August of 1991. It's time for a new one. If I can get all these parts in this thing, I'll go with that, but we'll see how long that takes me to do. God, what a pain in the ass. Well, I was pulling this apart. No doubt you could probably clean this up and it'll probably work a while longer, but some of these, there's a lot of grease in here and stuff. These are the brushes. I might be able to just swap out all the parts on this, but if not, I'm just going to order a new one and probably be in a few days and make sure it's exactly the same. But that's the problem with buying online. And I had the part sitting probably for 6 months, so it's only got so much warranty on it, I think 90 days or some crap. So it's just going to be a spare part, so it'll have a spare solenoid or something, or bend it. But I might be able to change the whole damn thing out. All this I might be able to just change the entire body on it, see what happens. Well, I cleaned up the nose and I changed the nose on the starter, and everything's brand new, and I greased the bushing where it goes in there. But there's a problem actually, because this must be well, I'll show you it works though. Alright, so it's going to work. The problem is though, the starter I picked up, see, it must be a little bit more heavy duty. It's a little wider body. The nose does fit in there, but then this is all going to be exposed to crap getting inside here, and that's not going to be very good unless you seal it up somehow. But I'm thinking, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to get another one. So I guess you could change the nose when it's the same exact brand. Damn it. This was an AC Delco, so maybe the other one was some other cheapo manufactured one. Well, cheapo manufactured one that was in there from 91 at least. That's when I bought the car, so it's been in there 27 years. So this one would work, and I guess if you sealed up all around in here really good, I guess it would continue to work for a long time. But I'm gonna get a new one. I don't feel like being someplace and getting stuck. That's kind of a shame. So, and anyway, if I got a new one, you know, maybe the body, maybe this still would work with the new one, maybe, because I just got to make sure I get one that shows like a square thing like this for manual transmission. That's kind of screwed up, man. I don't know why. I'll look at the damn numbers on this thing. Make sure it's the right one next time. I just didn't crawl under the car and take out the starter and, you know, try to. I just looked it up, and it says there's one kind for manual transmission and one kind for automatic. And after I ordered it, I just looked at another picture of one that said manual transmission, and I was looking at the one I picked up, and it showed like a square thing like this. And I says, you know I ordered manual transmission one, but obviously they got something fouled up the way they listed in their stock. I didn't make a mistake, but you know, what the hell. I have an extra starter, so we'll see what the hell happens here. But, you know, I guess you could change. I guess, you know, the problem is that would have worked fine. And this probably could work if you put something around here to seal this up. But I don't quite like that because this might be a slightly misaligned with this. I mean, I think it would work, but yeah, I'd rather get a freaking brand new one to have it all freaking right. Basically, this is a damn new starter. That's a shame that I couldn't just put that nose on there. But what are you gonna do? And you can see these brushes are really worn down, so it's practically touching the holder. So, plus it was dirty as all hell. Probably could have just cleaned it. Well, changed the brushes or something, got it going. But here's a number. So it's 1108772 space 5G10 space 5 Delco Remy USA. I don't know why the hell it was the wrong one, man, but I guess they just freaking listed it wrong, man. I can't believe it. It's a shame, that stupid nose. I think it probably would work, but this nose, it's a little bit bigger, see? I mean, it doesn't matter so much on the, I don't know why the hell it's like that, man. No, it's actually, it goes from the other way, but still, I mean, this is how you could see how the size is. Yeah, the body on this is just a little more narrow than what this is. That's why I got that space. Man, that's a pain. That's a bitch, because I was hoping it looked like it was just going to be swapping out the nose and no problem. Oh well. Yeah, something's different. This is probably a lesser torque starter than that one. I bet you that's what the difference is. It's probably what the difference is. You know, it's got rates it in kilowatts or something. Anyway, I'll keep this junk and we're just going to order another one.